King ordered Chinese food, literally finished out the last dish, and rice and spring rolls. Oh. Ooh, man, maybe I'll indulge tomorrow and get some Chinese or some Thai food tomorrow. Oh, nom nom nom. All right. Do we have a male character, a female character, or a multi-class character, in which case we would roll again? Let's find out. 35. We have a female character of a single class. Let's roll a d10 and re-roll a 10 if we get it, because there's 9 races in the Pahubba, in the player's handbook. 5. We have, hey, a Dragonborn. Bubonic one, we got a Dragonborn. Ding, 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 ding. Now, over here you can see that we have a random chart for determining which kind of Dragonborn we have. Let's roll a d6. 2. All right, so we either have a green or a brass. Oh, and by the way, Bubonic one, brass dragons do breathe fire, but they breathe a line of fire, not a cone. So actually metallic, oh, and there's 2 L's in metallic up here. There's actually 2 entries for fire among the chromatic, or among the metallic dragons. Odds chromatic, evens metallic. Roll a d6 again. Evens. Okay, we have a brass Dragonborn. King, 4 jumbo shrimp, beef chicken. Oh, you got like the house combo. Lobster meat, crab meat with, oh my gosh. King is eating like a king, the sumptuous feast from the east. Now let's find out whether she's good, bad, or indifferent. We're going to take 2D percentiles and see where we end up on our alignment matrix. Real Dorgrim, I found that creature. It's a Crenshaw. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, cool. Drop that image into Discord. Yeah, so I just thought it was a Crenshaw, but I guess, you know, I guess I need to watch my warshes. Let's roll our percentiles. 41, 81. 41 and 81, we have a chaotic good character. Here we go. Yep, that's the one. Crenshaw's. So, in that case, as you can see, it pulls its skin back, right? It's not an undead, but it could be mistaken for one. So think if a moose had this ability, how terrifying that would be. Thank you, Dorgrim. I appreciate that. That's really cool of you. Now, what level is she going to be? That's going to be a percentile die roll again. Hit roll. 98. Oh, we're making a level 19. Wow, we're making a level 19 character. All right. Of her 5 ability score increases, unless she's a fighter, how many of them are going to be ability score increases? Or, I'm sorry, it's ASI's, ability score improvements, ASI. Or stat bump, really. We're going to roll a percentile die and find out. 67. All right. All of her 5 gains are going to be in stats, in her statistics, in her abilities. Now let's manufacture a 13-sided die right here. Roll it and find out what her background will be. 13, she is an urchin. By the way, she's also medium-sized. Urchins don't have any special origin, though we could manufacture some if we really wanted to. We're going to roll 2d8 and 3d6 to fill in the personality portions of the background. 8 and 2. We're going to put those placeholders right here. 8 and 2. Now her ideal bond and flaw are going to be 3, 3, 5. What do those mean right now? Who knows? It doesn't matter. These are placeholders. Don't get ahead of yourself. Don't get flustered. Just know that they're filled in, and we'll come back. We're going to tell her tale one bit at a time. Reveal one page at a time in the story and the chapters of her life. Let's bop back up here. Boom. Class. You know, we talked about class for so long. Many of us are so used to saying, oh, I play an elven sorcerer, or I play a dwarven cleric. In 5th edition, your background is just as much a part of that combo as your race and class. In my opinion. Let's hit this big golden button and figure out what she's doing these days. Rolling for feats, it seems weird. Well, you know, if we're doing some random character generation, though, King, it is subject to it's subject to will she get him or not? Roll a d12. Oh, we got a 4. Hey, we have a druid. What kind of druid? Let's roll this again and go odds or evens. Odds. So we go to druid, odds, circle of the land. So she's going to be a spellcasty druid. Now let's go to Dragonborn here, and we're going to use this stat line. There's an option that is highlighted in black if you wish to have different average stats between males and females of the different fantasy races. You can do so. Otherwise, the white lines here represent just the on average for the race. This is what you get. Kruger, yo, it's good to see you. I'm sorry that I missed your shout out there. Kruger, depending on what's going on tonight, maybe in part 3 of the broadcast, we can talk about that alien-themed game that you wanted to manufacture. Okay, Dragonborn start at 5'6", and we're going to add 2d8 inches to her. We are adding 8 inches right here, total 8. That's going to put us at 6'2". We're going to keep this same 8 and multiply it by 2d6 by 6, okay? And we're going to add that to the base weight of the Dragonborn. So we have 83, we have 223. There we go. She's a big girl. King, I know you may not be a fan of Dragonborn, but especially with the one saving the real princess picture you posted up, I think that this is a very healthy female Dragonborn that you could develop affection for. We are almost finished with our random number generation. Lastly, let's find out on a distribution curve here how old she is with a percentile roll. 31. That puts her at a young adult. That is column 2, right? Here's column 2. Now let's come over. Dragonborns intersect here. She's going to be between 16 and 25 years old. That is going to be a D10 roll. 8. So 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. She's 23 years old. There we go. And to be level 19 so young, this could have an effect on the type of story that we want to tell for her. Even if it's only as a tiebreaker, right? We are finished with our random number generation. This can be minimized. Truth be told, dimorphism is a bad thing, but sometimes it's okay. Put it there for DMs who want to give more options. Yeah, and you know what? As we see, not all the time are the males bigger than females. There are species that the females are bigger, and that's usually because they need more room for childbirth, or if the culture has grown up where it's more female dominated, and the females are the ones who are the hunters, the gatherers, and they're the more muscular and toned. Their frames are going to be different than the men who are more of the of the domestic type that stay at home. So dimorphism, I don't think it's a bad thing, Bubonic One. It exists, and it can often give us clues and reasons into the culture, or the biology, or the origin of the species. So your friends have officially signed on for the alien story. That's all they really have been told so far. This is going to be fun. Well, Kruger, I will hopefully be able to help you come up with a really neat concept. Females are bigger in quite a few animals and insects, and truth be told, females are way bigger in most instances, says Bubonic. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot that goes into the reasons why. You're very welcome, Kruger. We'll get there, and hopefully you and your friends are gonna have a lot of fun with this. Let's see. We're gonna begin our statting with the background. It's going to help us understand who she is better than saying, well, what do Dragonborns get? Well, she's a Dragonborn, we know that. But what about as an Urchin? That has really had an impact on who she is. Laws on me, howdy. Oh, that's a cute little owl. Unless it's, it's an owlbear. Oh my. Well, that's a cute little owlbear. Urchin is the last one. This might flash a little bit, so just give me a second. Sailor, soldier, and Urchin. Here we go. Think about spiders. Average female spider dwarfs the male by 100 times in some instances. Yeah, depending on the species. You know, you might be able to make the argument for, females, drow, or lifestyle, that female drow are probably physically larger than male drow are. Unless they're turned into driders. Okay, as an Urchin, we grew up maybe poor, orphaned, something was going wrong in our lives as a youngin' here. We are going to get the skill proficiencies of Sleight of Hand and Stealth. We are going to be proficient in a These Guys kit. As well as Thieves' Tools. This is almost like the character we started developing last night during the Twitching Hour for all of our new friends that stopped by. Equipment. We are going to get a small kniff. Now, if you wanted to ask your DM, could that count as a dagger? Maybe. Though, because it's listing it in the equipment section, a small knife would be kind of like a little pocket knife, maybe a letter opener, that kind of a thing. A small knife, map of the city in which we grew up. We could almost be like an urban druid, right? We have a pet something. The book recommends a pet mouse. Sure. Maybe a rat, a snake, a burb. Do you want a pet burb? Now, it's not a familiar. You're not going to have a supernatural connection with it, but you might be able to do something cool. You want a pet cat or a doggo? We also have a token, which maybe we can have be a trinket number something. Common clothes. Belt pouch with 10 gold in it. Our feature is City Secrets. You know the secret patterns and flow to cities and can find passages through the urban sprawl that others would miss. When you're not in combat, you and companions you lead can travel between any two locations in the city twice as fast as your speed would normally allow. Bubonic saying female drow are definitely bigger. Again, female-dominated societies, it's always the opposite way around compared to male-dominated. Kruger, okay, I have a question. My friend Trev is on the fence. He's one of the people playing. However, this is what he said. I just don't have the creative mind for it, and I don't know. I feel like I can't do it well. I don't know how to help him get into it. I know he loves the Alien movies and the Predator movies. What do I suggest? Is your friend on Twitch, Kruger? If your friend is on Twitch, have him come into the channel and we can give him advice. In fact, maybe we can even inspire him with what we're doing here. If he's not, maybe he can join us on Discord. And if that's still not an option, we can certainly help give you ideas to talk to your friend. Let's discover her personality. Number 8. I bluntly say what other people are hinting at or hiding. Alright, so she's very brusque. B-R-U-S-Q-U-E. Oops. 2. Alright. And I ask a lot of questions. Oh, wow. That could be a very interesting combination. He's on Twitch, but he's not now. He has physical therapy tomorrow. Oh, okay. Well, we'll help you out. Yep, King. That's a solid. That is a solid idea. Oh, death count. You found some info. We can open that up in the side here, and we'll come back to that. Cool death count. I ask a lot of questions and I bluntly say what other people are hinting at or hiding. So she might be the type of person to go up to a larger lady and say, "Are you fat or pregnant?" You know, she may not have, I mean, she may understand social graces, but she may not care, right? She's very forward. Her ideal is 3. Change. The low are lifted up, and the high and mighty are brought down. Change is the nature of things. What is her bond? Number 3. I owe my survival to another urchin who taught me to live on the streets. As a DM for this character, this gives us an excellent opportunity to think of an NPC, a rival, if necessary, a DMPC, or even a BBEG, which is big bad evil guy. Flaws number 5. It's not stealing if I need it more than someone else. So is she compulsively thieving? No. But if there's an emergency and she feels that it's justified, she'll confiscate. She'll confiscate. She'll obtain items necessary for the survival of the species. Laws on me. You made an Air Genasi sorcerer named Will-O-Wisp during using your method today. He's a flighty magic user that values his own code of ethics above all else. Oh, that sounds really interesting. And so, Laws, if you want to continue to describe the character, I'd love to. Did you enjoy the process? Did you enjoy the process of revealing a little bit at a time, not really worrying about the stats, but worrying about who the character is? Do you feel very invested in the character? Bubonic One, stop talking about Drow. This is a PG-13 chat room, and you'll invite all sorts of terrible fetish people by speaking their name aloud. The Drow are very popular in certain corners of the internet. That is, for sure. I've seen some things. Yeah, you really loved it, and I feel like I understand the character and how he should be played without even RPing as him. That, Laws, thank you for sharing that. That means a lot to me, that the way that we do things here is providing you a greater investment in your character. You know, as someone who plays D&D and other role-playing games, oftentimes we feel like we fall victim. Perhaps the stats tell us about our character, not the traits, not the features, not the backgrounds or the fluff of the character is there to just sort of... The fluff is added on in between the gears of crunch. In this case, we are modeling our stats off of who the person is. We're taking skills that would be relevant to someone who does those things in that manner. That's a very wonderful thing that you shared, and I'm very appreciative of you, Laws on Me. We have finished her background now. Let's go up. You know, she's always a Dragonborn. That's fine. Her background is going to have a lot of information for us to ponder. Oh, here we go again. Every time, right? Every time we have a Dragonborn, this... once King Von Ale has pointed it out, you cannot unsee it. All right, our strength score is going to increase by 2, and our charisma score is going to increase by 1. We have our age and alignment. We are medium-sized creatures. Our speed is 30 feet. So up here in run, we're going to put 30, 15 climb, 15 swim, because you get half your movement in those features, and we have a 0 fly speed. Dragonborn, rule all the other races. Oh, Dragonborn rule, all the other races drool. You found 7 types of xenomorph with pre-made stats. Oh yeah, there's all kinds of... Well, there's all kinds of different xenomorphs. And people love creating homebrew stuff. The real question is it a chromatic or metallic? Right here, it's a brass Dragonborn. Oh, am I a metallic or chromatic? I will let you figure that one out, King. We have our draconic ancestry. It is brass. That means we're going to be getting a breath weapon. You can use your action to exhale destructive energy. This is, as we are brass, it is a line of fire. DC something. Dex. And this is... Oh, she's high level. This is going to be 5d6 fire damage. Save for half. She is going to get fire resistance. Boom. Right? Immunities, resistances, vulnerabilities, as we see up at the top. If it's hard to see, just trust me. This sheet has that. We're going to hit resistance for fire. We are also going to be receiving Common and Draconic as languages. Kruger, that's great. You know, you're welcome. You're always welcome here to ask questions, and if I can't, or even if I can, someone else may provide you alternate links or answers, and that's perfectly fine. The more options that you have, the more empowered you are to make decisions about your own world and your own game. Law says, what I love most about Willow is that he has Mingle with the Wind and can cast Levitate once between long rests without expending a spell slot. It's pretty wicked, and it's what prompted me to create an air genasi in the first place. I think you can do a lot of fun stuff with the Levitate spell. Not just on yourself, different objects. If you want to try and scare someone without, you know, in a playful way, or if you want to try and scare away, I don't know, bandits or something, you could, you know, go ooh and make things levitate. Did you get a red dragon? Bubonic, we got a brass dragon. Brass Dragonborn breathe a line of fire. Metallic Dragonborn have 2 fire breathers. Okay, that is Dragonborn. Let's go down to classes and Druid. Almost everything. She is almost an Arc Druid, or an Arch Druid, depending on how you want to define it. We're going to worry about hit points later, though we are going to take away that our hit die are D8s. She's level 19, so we get 19 of them, and we've used 0 of them. You want to come up and see people? Hey, buddy. Come here. Come up and say hi. He's rubbing on my leg like he wants attention. Alright, you can just be a jerk. That's on you. That's on you, buddy. Armor. Light. Hey, come on. I'd say he's weird, but he's a cat. That just sort of comes along with it. You. Come on. Say hi to everyone. Light, medium armor, and shields. We are going to get... there's a long list. I'm going to just put Druid Weapons. Okay? We can come back to it if necessary. We get a certain list of Druid weapons. We are going to also get proficiency in an herbalism kit. And we will have proficiency in saving throws for intelligence and wisdom. There we go. Fill in the diamonds. We can fill in a few more pieces of information. At level 19, our proficiency bonus is 6. There we go. We can also indicate, see here, we have, well, that was kind of a bad highlight job here. We have 4 cantrips that we know. We're actually, we don't know this yet, but we're going to get an extra one as Circle of the Land. There we go. 1, 2, 3. And there's our 4 cantrips. These are placeholders. We don't have to indicate what the spells are yet. This is just helping us to think. And our spell slots are going to be 4, 3, 3, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1, 1. Hey, stop that. You have to bite on stuff. He's behind my computer, and he's like rubbing and or like not biting as in eating, but I think he's like testing. He's rubbing his mouth on cords and stuff. Nothing that's gonna get him shocked, but come on, get out of here. Why don't you come up and see me? Come on. Yeah. He's been fed. I don't know. He's being kind of ornery. Skills. We're going to choose 2 from Arcana, Animal Handling, Insight, Medicine, Nature, Perception, Religion, and Survival. None of those our Urchin background gave us. So I will... Yeah, cats do as cats want, and you can't... Yeah, you can't tell me different. He keeps nuzzling my leg like, hey, pay attention to me. And then when I go and grab him, he just dead weights into like a sack of fluff. I don't know how. He just de-animates and he weighs twice as much as he should normally. Or he's here and he's like going ang 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 on my calf, like he's trying to get my attention. And I look at him and he's like, oh, there's a thing over here. Did I do that? The Steve Urkel, did I do that? Let's look at the skills. She bluntly says what other people are hinting at or hiding. That could very well be insight. She asks a lot of questions. She's all about change. She owes her survival to another urchin. who taught her to live in the streets. It's not stealing if I need it more than someone else. Well, she is a circle of the land. She grew up in a city and then became a druid. Brass Dragonborn. I think insight is one proper answer for her skills. Laws, you're up to bed early tonight because of an early workload. I can't wait to see how these characters turn out. All right, Law. Well, I will post a summary of the character in the stream feed below, and then you can watch the VOD after the broadcast is over, and a day later I'll put it up on YouTube. Maybe she took survival also, right? Well, but that's not necessarily as an urchin. What would she have done? What would she have done as a druid? She bluntly says what other people are hinting at or hiding. Maybe perception? She asks a lot of questions. The low are lifted up and the high and mighty are brought down. Changes the nature of things. Thank you very much, Laws. Thank you. And Bubonic has an initial stat spread you want us to use? That would be 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 8. We'll keep these here, and if you all think any differently, we can always rearrange these around. Okay, so if it's change, I think knowledge nature would come in handy, right? So she has a knowledge of the seasons and how species become dominant and how they fall, of predators and prey and that kind of a thing. I think this can help explain her personality. And this way we're being true to her as a character. We're being true to her personality with her skill set. If you think differently again, make a case right over here. Oh, we're also going to be able to speak Druidic. She is Druish, as it is said in Spaceballs. A wooden shield or any simple weapon, a scimitar or any simple melee weapon. Does she seem like a backliner? Would she take maybe a light or a sling or something along those lines? Would she be a ranged combatant? Or would you see her, she's capable of being up in the mix? You know, she does have a ranged breath weapon. She is a more casty druid. If she does need to melee, she can turn into an animal. But would she carry around a scimitar and a shield, or a club, or maybe some kind of a crossbow or a short bow or something? We will get, though, leather armor, an explorer's pack, and a druidic focus. So to consider, shield or any simple, a scimitar or simple melee. Those are things for us to think about. But let's continue. We're not going to worry about her spells right now. Don't need to worry about them. That will come probably last. We are going to get Wild Shape. We can even put that down here if we want. Wild Shape. We can use it twice a day, and we've used 0 of them. At 8th level, we can have, there's no limitations. We can turn into a giant eagle if we want. This is what happens when you change your shape. It can seem like a lot. It's not too intimidating. I wouldn't worry about it. We are going to get our Druid Circle at 2nd level. We'll get to there. And at 18th level, this is what all Druids are going to get. We are going to get Timeless Body. The primal magic that you wield causes you to age more slowly. For every 10 years that pass, your body ages only 1 year. So she can end up living a great long while, even for a Dragonborn. And if you want to talk about, something that's long-lived, if you have an elven druid, ooh. Mantarok, welcome back. I don't have the runes, you know, where it's just like, I forget all the different names of it, but you know, you get that like that zoo and that effect, and you get the whispers as each of the runes are named and the voices come out of the floor. Bubonic, I see someone who likes ranging her opponents. Yeah, I think so too. With her breath weapon and her natural magic, I think that she would get something more rangy. And beast spells is something else that we'll get. Beginning at 18th level, you can cast many of your druid spells in any shape you assume using wild shape. You can perform the somatic and verbal components of a druid spell while in a beast shape, but you aren't able to provide material components. So it can kind of limit what you choose, but hey, you turn into an eagle and you're just throwing lightning bolts down on top of people. If you can get away with it, well, you can do it. And we're not quite an arc druid. You can use your wild shape an unlimited number of times. Almost there. Almost there. Here we go. Druid Circles. Circle of the Land. We are going to determine... by the way, here's our bonus cantrip we get. We are going to get Natural Recovery, which will allow us to cast a little bit more spells, or spells more times. We're also going to get circle spells, and this is going to determine which kind of druid, like where did she grow up, where did she learn her druid powers in the beginning. It's completely off topic, but would you divulge me a certain being's lore? Oh, sure. What can I help you with, Mantarok? And if not me, or in addition to me, there's probably some chatters who can help you out too. We're gonna roll a d8 and figure out which themed druid she is. Turn that to a 1. Roll. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Grassland. The Lady of Pain. Ah, I see. She is out of Planescape. So I don't have a lot of experience playing in formalized or structured worlds. The Lady of Pain did sound familiar, though she is the fictional proprietor of the city of Sigil in the Sigil is the big hub world, if I recall correctly, in Planescape. She's also known as Her Serenity. I wish I could share stories of Planescape or an intimate knowledge of it, Mantarok. All I can do is give you a link to go over and read some lore about her, because I do not have any personal knowledge. And it's something that I can look into, but hey, it's just like I would treat you this way. If I don't know something, I'll look you in the eye and tell you I don't know, but I will try and find out for you. So hopefully that helps out, and you can use her thematically, or if you're in a Planescape situation, you can learn more about her. She seems like a very interesting character. Her her character art there is very fascinating. Oh, you only just recently heard about her too? Yeah. So if there's maybe other people who've played in Planescape, would you be willing to share some stories about Sigil and the Lady of Pain with Mantarok? I'll get you death count. I'll get you. Any input? I don't have any input right now because I don't know that much about her, Mantarok. Yes, for that site, that is a good warning, King. You don't want your boss behind you doing that. All right, now that we have that, what else are we getting here? We get Landstride. We are getting Nature's Ward. Nature's Sanctuary. There we go. When you reach 14th level, creatures of the natural world sense your connection to nature and become hesitant to attack you. When a beast or plant creature attacks you, that creature must make a wisdom saving throw against your druid spell save DC. We can't be charmed or frightened by elementals or fae, and you are immune to poison and disease. Nice. So here we can fill that in. Unfortunately, like, there's nothing down here for disease or some other things, but we can put an immunity to poison up in this section right here. You're very welcome, Death Count. No, Mantarok, you didn't derail anything. What is happening over here, this is more important than what's happening over here. This is for fun, for exercise, for lessons, but you as a member of the community are welcome to ask questions and share stories, to seek input. You all over here come first. This box is way more important, right? You're my buddies. You're right next to me, and I see you. See, I'm looking at you. I'm reading you. This is something that we're doing on the side, and you know it's something you can watch, learn from, or add to as you'd like. So don't apologize. Bubonic One says spear and sling for her 2 weapon choices. There we go. Okay, we have her abilities here. Now we get to play the game. We can start filling in our numbers, and that is going to spill over into everything else. You read about the Demogorgon? Oh yeah, especially if you are a fan of Stranger Things, that might give you a fun little boost. You're like, oh yeah, I know the Demogorgon. That was actually featured on the front cover of Monster Manual 2 in 4th edition. If it wasn't Monster Manual 2, it was 3. You might be a newbie, but it'll try and help anyone you can. That's awesome. That's a great attitude, Death Count. And Kruger, I'm glad you got that help. I'm glad that you guys were able to work that out. You prefer Jubilex to Demogorgon, says Bubonic One? Now, we're starting with the standard matrix, or the standard array. Bubonic had suggested that we throw in our initial stats here. Wisdom should be highest, right? This is what we cast off of, and she's a very casty druid. And because she asks a lot of questions, she probably does have a higher intelligence. Taught her to live on the streets, so that could be wisdom and intelligence even. Charisma's kind of low, especially if she's bluntly rather blunt about things, or she asks questions that may seem inappropriate. By doing this, her charisma would go to 9. Her strength would be at a 12. From here, We are not going to be taking any feats, which means she is going to receive 5 ability score increases, or ASIs, or stat bumps. That means we have 10 points that we can put into various skills in order to pump them up. Laws, you came back because you forgot to sub? Oh, well, if Laws on me. Well, thank you for coming back and saying hi. Keep up the great work. The community here rocks. Oh, and look at that natural 20 too. Laws, thank you. That's great. You know, that positivity feeds back to me, and it makes me, it energizes me. I feed off of this, and in return, I want to amplify it and continue to share it and continue to spread what we're doing here and teach people and inspire people and to get people in thinking creatively about fantasy and about reality too. Lost, thank you. Death count, yes, the Demogorgon. Yeah, Bubonic, I do believe so. I do believe 5 of the 10 points should go into wisdom, right? Bringing that up. We have 5 more points. If we put 1 into con, we have 4 points left. Rescue a woo pick on Discord? Now, Dark Wolf, while we have 3 points left, I would almost want to say let's increase her dexterity. Maybe we increase her dexterity by 2, so she's at least a little better with her sling and a little bit more defensive, if not in a bear form. And we can pop her charisma up to 9 with that. What do you think of that, right? If we go dex 14 and then charisma 10. Also, the codex site with the class spell cards. Oh, you're going to be using... Oh, Laws, did you find that in the links down below? Hopefully, if you did, thank you for checking it out. There's a whole treasure trove of information for you down below the channel. I know it looks kind of weird and derpy. I did my best with the tools that I had available. But if you found it there and it's helping you out, that means a lot to me that you've been able to do that. Dark Wolf put up a rescue a woo pick. Yes, that's true. So Soraya in wolf form was able to help pull a drowning paladin from the lake. Although that water's looking pretty blue and crystalline for an overcast sky and kind of a blackwater lake. If we do this, we have a 1 mod in strength, 2 dex, 2 con, 2 int, 5 wisdom, and 0 charisma. You did. You also love 5e tools. It's a virtual compendium. Yes, Laws on me. That's a lot of good stuff there for you. With the tools that are provided down below and the wit and wisdom and experience of people over here, you should have everything that you could hope to want or need to run really any role-playing game, but specifically D&D 5th edition. Good night, Flaming Skull. Oh yeah, you went into a tomb. 15 and 6 or 17 with advantage. King Von Alle, put down the Flaming Skull. For 600. There you go. Nah, that's fine, Dark Wolf. That's fine. Now with these numbers here, we can fuel a whole lot of other things. For instance, 1 and 1. That was easy. 2, 2, 8, and 8. Right? All of these are fueled by the modifier in dexterity. The ones with dots next to them get your proficiency bonus right up here. Con is 2. Int is 2 plus 6 is 8. 2, 2, 2, 8, 2. 5 plus 6 is 11 wisdom and 11 insight. After that, 5 animal handling, 5 med, 5 perception, 5 survival. And this will be easy. 0, 0, 0, 0, and a 0. Tin Cat, welcome. What did you miss? We're rolling up a, well, in 5th edition, this is pretty much epic level, right? We're level 19. A druid, a circle of the land, so a very spellcasty focused druid. She is a brass dragonborn who grew up in a hard knock life here in the city streets. Her initiative bonus is 2 because that is a dex check. Her armor class is going to be 11 because of the leather, plus her 2 dexterity. So she has a 13 AC. Passive perception is going to be 10 plus her perception bonus here, which is 5. So this is going to be her... How naturally aware is she of what's going on around her? Sight, smell, touch. What is epic level? Well, so... Epic level in prior editions was 20 and above. But that doesn't quite exist in 5th edition D&D. So if you really want to consider when you start getting your... Here, I'll show you here. If you want to say like level 17 to 20 is epic level, because that's when you can start casting 9th level spells and you know, you're getting another here and you're getting another 7th level, another 6th level. So about 17 to 20 right now in 5th edition D&D is epic. This is when you can cast some of the big boy spells. Have I done evil campaigns much? Not personally, no. I have had campaigns that there were 2 choices to make that were morally ambiguous. And either one could have been evil or good, depending on how it was marketed to the masses of the world. I have had evil PCs, though I haven't had an evil campaign, personally. We did, Mantarock, if you go through the video archive on YouTube, if you look up the week that we made, that we actually made Mesotopia, the setting, all of our party was randomly generated to be neutral to evil. It just worked out that way. That's probably here randomly we made a kind of an evil campaign. We even entertained that the PCs were spies for this invading empire, as a possibility if you wanted to theme the campaign that way. The campaign was called Thugs and Kisses, if you wanted to look it up. Tin Cat, you sketched Cora 3 times, getting mad because I wasn't able to get down the image in my head. Ended up throwing. Oh, Tin Cat, no, don't throw it away. Can you still bring it back? Come on, bring it out of your recycle bin. Epic level is any spellcaster who can cast 7th or higher, or 8th level. 1 8th cast and 1 9th cast is the difference between this version and say, 3.5 or Pathfinder. That's true. It's TUE. It's TUE. Our save DC for spells is calculated off of our modifier for our spell casting, so 5. That's 11, by the way, so our attack is going to be plus 11. Then we're going to add 8 to that, and our spell save is 19. You always wanted to play as a lich, but no one wants to start it up. Well, Mantarock, a lot of evil campaigns can fall apart quickly because evil characters tend to be more selfish. And not that you can't run an evil campaign, it can be done. Though if you have so many different selfish personalities or egos that are all vying to try and succeed at their own goals at the expense of other people, including their own party members, it can be very difficult. And especially, you know, as a lich, I mean, just ask King Von Ale, he's a lich. It is very... You operate on a completely different set of morals, norms, standards, values. The way that you look, I can't even say on life, the way you look at existence is completely skewed. And so you may be acting good to you, but to other people, they can't bear those decisions. Mantrock's saying games never go long enough. Bubonic says, yeah, evil campaigns are hard to play because evil is as evil does. You want to get that? It can be possible. It takes, let's put it this way. Actually, I think Macabre Derek put it this way. Good players can run good evil characters. Or, I mean, good players can run evil characters. Inexperienced players, I'm not going to stereotype individuals, but on a whole, if you don't have a lot of experience, if you think of good and evil as a Star Wars, Disney, you know, black and white, and you know, people who are evil have to burn down orphanages and kick puppies in the street, and you know, twirl their mustaches, and good people wear, you know, like white clothes and silver jewelry, and they talk about you know, broad concepts of goodliness. If you don't have a lot of experience and you're running an evil character, you're going to murder orphans and kick puppies because you think that's what you're supposed to do as an evil character. Some evil characters, yes, will do that. Not all of them have to. So if you're going to run an evil campaign, I would make sure you have good players and great communication between yourself as a DM and your players at your table. King, you're correct about the Lich concept. Sleepy, hey, welcome back, Sleepy. Oh, I love that little emote. I like that. That's really cool. King also says, sometimes I get so eager I take the first Faustian deal I hear. Bubonic one, yeah, evil is as evil does. Let's see, catching up here. Death count, Mantarok, how about one of the other players have a way to enslave you and you bid their command? Lawful evil can be done. That is probably the easiest evil to play, Mantarok. Uru's Rune, welcome back. I remember your name because you explained it, and it's so fun to say. Uru's Rune. You just finished running your bi-weekly game. The PCs, now level 7, are back in a town/barony that they helped back around a year ago game time when they were level 2, and everything is running better because of them. Oh, that's great. That's that is wonderful when your PCs get to reap the seeds that they have sown prior in the game, and it's showing agency in the world and that they mean something in the world. That is an excellent, uplifting status report, Uru's Rune. Tin Cat thinks Catagut is the best alignment. Well, look, Tin Cat, anarchy is the best form of government. It just doesn't work too well when there's more than one person. Yeah, Uru's Rune knows. You know about player agency. What else do we need to fill in here? Oh, by the way, she's going to get a name. Female Brass Dragonborn. She is a druid. Her hit points we can calculate. At level 1, she received the full 8 from her hit die. Every level after that, so that is going to be 18 levels, she is going to get half plus 1, which is going to be 5. You going to paw at me, or are you going to come up and say hi to everyone? Come on. Nope, he's just going to paw at me. Every level, including level 1, and this is retroactive, if you bump your con at level 8, every level, even retroactively from when you increase your con score, you get a bonus hit point. That means that we have a full 19 levels of an extra 2 hit points. So she's gonna be a really tough cookie here. So we have 38. Let's see. So that's just carry the 4. That's gonna be 90. So we have 128. Plus 8 is 136. That is a good. That's a druid with like 2 Ds at the end, to use the modern parlance. Right, like you know how you have how they spell thick, like THICC. This is going to be like a DRUIDD. Ur's Rune, back around level 2, they were floundering around the world doing good where they could, but learning about the overarching plot. Now level 7, soon 8, they are going to start dealing with 2 different BBEG armies. Things are starting to get heroic. Yeah, I'll say so. Are they, so they're being offered a choice maybe in which to, is this which to attack first because they're both bad? Or is the choice offered, look, here's the 2 sides, pick one you want to back? It is cool that they're getting these options, and that the little things that they do prior are going to blossom later. That will help them to be responsible characters and players. Kruger, I'm going to be streaming for a while yet tonight. Hello, Delcorin. Welcome. Do I have story time with Maddie where we talk about lore? Yeah, there you go, Tin Cat. Oh, jeez. I mean, I guess she could be a thick druid as well, but we also have, there you go. We can discuss lore, Mantarok. Normally, yeah, I break up my broadcast into, well, 3 parts. The first 2 are some sort of presentable content while we chat. In part 3, yeah, there's no time limit, no subject. We do really whatever we want. Dork Immortal, you had to re-sign in, message lost to relog. Oh. Well, if you even want to paraphrase it, Dork. You have to go take care of a few things for your uncle around the house. Oh, that's right, you live out in Cleveland. You just got home. Cool. Hey, Richie, stop it. Psst. Yeah, I'm fissing at you. No, leave that alone. I'd spray him with water, but he's behind my computer. The bandits hate to see her go, but love to watch her leave, if they even live that long. Oh, jeez, Tin Cat. Hey, stop it. Why are you being a jerk? Am I gonna have to shut you out? I'll do it. You don't need to be a little brat. We'll give you toys and food. Go bother your, well, I guess an adoptive sister, but why don't you go wrestle with her? She always wins because you're just a big old babby. Alright, fine, I'm gonna go sniff somewhere else. And Tin Cat's from Cleveland? Oh, cool. Oh yeah, that's right, you're from Cleveland, but right now you're living out west, aren't you, Tin Cat? Typical tabaxi, always causing trouble. That's right, Delcorn. Meowth, that's right. Roll to persuade Cat to be nice. Let's see. Nope, he's not listening to me. Oh my gosh, what? Are you teething? You can't be. You're way too old. Stop that. Stop that. I think I'm gonna have to like lock him out or something. He's chewing on stuff. You know what? I'm gonna take a break. We'll come back. Really, all that's left is to look over things like spells. For the most part, she's finished. I'm gonna take a break and end this part here, and I'm gonna go kick the cat out, and and we'll return. Yeah, oh, I'm sorry. You're down in Texas. That's right, Tin Cat.